Well, they was something until Crawford fought him. So obviously he's doing a great job because he's making everybody look normal.
Apparently no rehydration clause, am I hearing that right? He wants full smoke at that weight.
Let's go, man. That's what Crawford wants. He wants to show the world that he's the best. So, and why put stipulations in there when you know that you can be?
Totally see Crawford outboxing Canelo, like bad, making him look like taking him straight to school. But again, I do not see Crawford stopping Canelo. I don't see him knocking him out. I don't see any of that. I do see Crawford taking him to 12.
In a bold statement of intent, Terence Crawford has enlisted none other than Floyd Mayweather for sparring sessions as he prepares to face Canelo Alvarez. The move underscores just how seriously Crawford is taking the challenge. It's been confirmed that Mayweather is working closely with Crawford to help him prepare for the defensive mastery and ring IQ that Canelo is known for. The partnership carries powerful symbolism. Mayweather was the first man to clearly outclass Canelo back in 2013, handing the Mexican star his first and only defeat. Now, 12 years later, he's lending his wisdom to Crawford in what could become the defining moment of Canelo's career. According to sources inside Crawford's camp, training with Mayweather is pushing him to sharpen his timing, adjust instinctively in the ring, refine his footwork, and elevate his overall ring generalship. These elements will be critical against a seasoned champion like Canelo, who has been comfortably overpowering naturally bigger fighters at 168 pounds for years. By tapping into Mayweather's blueprint, Crawford isn't just preparing physically, he's mentally aligning himself with the only man who's already solved the Canelo puzzle. This isn't just training, it's a calculated step toward a legacy-defining performance.
Along my career, I've been criticized and people have taken credit away from me just to try to diminish my accomplishments, just off of pure hate. So what would they be able to say with me going up 2 weight classes? If Canelo become undisputed again and I beat Canelo, what could they say?
Crawford's training camp is a precise mix of science and all-out intensity. He's already begun elite-level sparring, not just with Floyd Mayweather Jr., but also with Lester Martinez, the undefeated knockout artist from Guatemala. Martinez, a natural super middleweight with serious punching power, has been brought in as a physical stand-in for Canelo's size, strength, and aggressive style. Crawford's team is leaving nothing to chance. They've carefully selected sparring partners who can push him to his limits, fighters who bring the kind of explosive output and raw strength that Crawford rarely encountered at welterweight. This isn't just about conditioning, it's about preparation at the highest level. Every aspect of the camp is geared toward one goal: to simulate everything Canelo might throw at him. His pressure, power, timing, and relentless bodywork can then develop the solutions. From strategic footwork drills to high-stakes sparring rounds, Crawford is training to anticipate, adapt, and overcome. It's all part of a meticulous plan to outthink and outfight a champion who has dominated bigger.
Very strong fighter, facing him off. He's actually the taller man. So I'm leaning towards Crawford now. I switched my opinion. I think Canelo looked too slow, too flat-footed. One punch at a time. I don't think that's going to be enough for him to beat Crawford. Crawford's too fast, too strong, just too.
The limited training footage Terence Crawford has released to the public. He appears sharp, snapping crisp jabs, mixing up combinations, and seamlessly switching stances with his signature fluidity. But what truly stands out is the clear increase in his size. For a fighter who dominated at 147 pounds for years, the added muscle as he moves up toward 168 is impossible to miss. Too many. The transformation is impressive. To others, it raises questions. Has Crawford sacrificed some of his trademark speed for power? Will the extra bulk slow him down against a seasoned super middleweight like Canelo? The visual shift has sparked debate. But one thing is certain: Crawford is leaving no doubt that he's preparing his body for the physical demands of a higher weight class, whether the added strength comes at the cost of his quickness.
How do you think you're going to stop Canelo Alvarez?
I don't gotta stop him. I just gotta beat him. I'm not going in there looking to knock Canelo out. Could it happen? Yes, absolutely. When I look at Canelo, he's a smaller, bigger guy moving up in divisions. Being that
these big guys are slower. So they might catch him with something, but he might see it.
Others see Crawford's added size as a smart and necessary adaptation, proof that he's evolving to meet the physical demands of facing a powerhouse like Canelo. They argue he's managed to retain his trademark sharpness, while building the frame needed to withstand Canelo's punishing body shots and heavy counters. As expected, social media had mixed reactions. Some fans were blown away by how crisp and fluid Crawford still looked at the heavier weight. Sharp as hell, one fan commented. He moved up, gained power, and kept his speed. That's scary, but not everyone was convinced. Skeptics voiced concern that the added muscle could cost him the very explosiveness and agility that made him one of the most complete fighters in the game for them. The big question remains, can Crawford carry the extra weight without dulling?
But then I started sizing him up, and I'm like, all right, well, Canelo 5'7", you know, my arm's longer.
Yeah.
He's strong, I'm strong.
Right.
You know, it'd be, to me, skill for skill.
Right.
You know, because Canelo not the biggest 168 fighter. So I just started looking into it, and I'm like, man.
Crawford's move up in weight isn't just a physical transformation, it's a mental one, too. And true to form, the ever-calculated technician appears unfazed by the magnitude of the leap. When asked about the challenge of jumping to a higher division, Crawford responded with quiet confidence, "I'm the type of guy who likes to feel my opponents out and adjust to what they're doing. I think that's my greatest attribute, being able to figure out every opponent I've faced. That mindset, calm, analytical, and adaptive, has become Crawford's trademark. He doesn't bulldoze opponents with brute strength. He breaks them down systematically. He studies
part, and then you get to see Canelo and see if he's able to maintain the 168-pound division. You know, he's been there for quite some time, and we've seen Canelo go up to 75 to fight Bivol. It didn't look too well for him, you know, but we'll see. I think it's a great matchup. Obviously, Canelo has to do his part in winning and collecting another belt to become undisputed once again in that weight class against William Skull. So it's a great matchup. I think that it's definitely eye-pleasing for the crowd.
Studies, analyzes in real time, and dismantles his foes piece by piece against Canelo. A fighter known for walking down his opponents and applying relentless pressure, Crawford's mission will be clear: disrupt the rhythm, pivot off sharp angles, and take away Canelo's forward momentum. He's not looking to match force with force, he's aiming to outthink, outmaneuver, and outclass. This fight is about far more than just training camps and tactics. The stakes are monumental, not only for Terence Crawford but for the global boxing landscape, including its rising influence in Turkey Alalshik, the Saudi advisor responsible for orchestrating many of boxing's recent mega events.
You to help him for Canelo, would you? Если Canelo тебя попросит помочь в спаррингах, ты согласишься?
Yes, yeah, because I needed more practice for me next fight. If he's calm, no problem.
Do you think Terence can beat Canelo?
If 12 rounds, maybe yes.
Events has declared the upcoming showdown between Crawford and Canelo as the biggest fight in boxing history in the last 10 years, maybe more. And he's not exaggerating. This isn't just another championship bout, it's a pound-for-pound showdown. A legacy-defining clash between two of the most dominant forces in the sport. Alalshik made the announcement with pride, thanking the fighters as well as Netflix, TKO, WWE executive Nick Khan, and the entire team behind the event. Everything surrounding this fight is built to be monumental. Crawford versus Canelo is being branded as the * fight, and it carries the weight of that title. The promotion deliberately echoes the iconic 2013 clash between a young Canelo and Floyd Mayweather. But this time, Canelo is the seasoned champion defending his throne, while Crawford steps into the spotlight as the challenger seeking to etch his name among the greats. The production is engineered for global spectacle. Netflix will stream the bout to its 300 million subscribers, following its massive success with Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson, a fight that drew 108 million viewers for the main event alone. With significantly higher stakes and broader mainstream appeal, Crawford vs. Canelo is poised to not only match that number, but possibly surpass it. It marks a shift in how boxing's biggest nights are delivered more